Okay, today we're going to talk about stripping a cup. Some people I've talked to did not know that you could actually strip a cup. They didn't know that if you messed up on a cup, that you could actually take whatever you had on there off. They thought, I have to throw my cup away. I was literally talking to a lady in one of my Facebook groups the other day, and someone said something about stripping her cup, and she's like, what do you mean strip your cup? And I explained to her that if you do a cup and you mess up, you strip what's on there off and you reuse your cup. And she's like, F that, I usually just throw it away. I'm like, no girl, you done spent the money and bought your cup, bought the supplies, you spent all your time and effort and money and put it into this cup, and you're going to toss it? No. Are you made of money? She said, no. I said, well, I know I'm not. I'm going to strip this bad boy down and reuse it. And she's like, well, how do you do that? So I explained it to her, and I thought, how many more people out there don't know that you can strip a cup? So I said, maybe I could tell somebody. I know there's a lot of people that know, but maybe there's even more people that don't know. So I started thinking about that. So that's what brings me here today. I'm going to tell you guys how to strip a cup. So first off, we're going to start, and I usually do mine over my kitchen sink. And what I usually do is just start with a piece of Dollar Tree. I buy a thing of Dollar Tree Full, which this is my last thing of Dollar Tree Full, so I'm going to end up using just some of my regular Full. And actually there's nothing wrong with this cup. It was my little pretty snowman Dawn Power Wash cup. I love this cup. I thought it was really pretty, but nobody wanted it, and so I'm going to reuse the cup for something else. But first, I need to strip all this off. So to do that, we're going to do the stripping cup method. Now, there are a couple ways people strip a cup. Everybody might have their own method. This is the way I do it. Karen over there, she might do hers a different way. Susan over here, she might do hers a different way. Some people use citrus strip. I don't use citrus strip. I use just regular old acetone. You can get it at Walmart, you can get it at Lowe's, Home Depot. This big old container of acetone costs, in my area, about $7. And unless you're having to strip a whole lot of cups every single day, this will last you, well, mine's lasted me for a couple months. So, like I said, it will last you a pretty good while. So the first thing I do is I lay my piece of Full in my kitchen sink. Then I'll roll off, I don't know, I just grab there's no rhyme or reason, I'll just grab some paper towels and just roll them off, and I will roll them around my cup. Now, like I said, everybody's technique is different, and maybe once you do it once or twice, you might like, hey, you know what, I think I can do this a different way, and I like to do it this way better. Or you may find your own method for doing it, but this is the way I do it, and it may give you inspiration to do it another way. Because especially if you don't know that you could even strip a cup to begin with. Then I take some rubber bands and I just put it around my cup to keep my paper towels from going anywhere. And I kind of tuck my paper towels in down. It's not like my stainless steel cup's going to break, but just tuck those down at the bottom. Put the next set of rubber bands right there. Make sure everybody's covered. Now I'm placing this in my sink on top of my piece of Full. And guys, I'm sorry, my tripod only goes so far, so I can't show you right this minute what it's going to look like. but I will when we get done. But I'm taking this and I'm just laying it on top of that piece of foil I showed you on in my kitchen sink. I'm just laying that down inside. Maybe I can show you. See, I'm just laying it down on top of that foil. Okay? I did not know when I bought this tripod that it only goes like as far as it goes. And I'm like, well, what if you need to see something really far down? Well, too bad, too sad, I guess. Anyway, so next I'm going to take my acetone. And the hardest part for me is just opening the thing. It is really hard to open. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. There we go. And you're just going to coat your paper towel. Let's see if I can get y'all turned around here where you can actually watch. See if I can see that y'all are seeing this. I hope y'all are seeing this. And I'm just soaking up into my paper towel. Now my can here of acetone is about empty, so I might have to stop and open up my new can. Then we're just going to turn it over. Now some people might wear gloves. To me, acetone does not bother me, and probably somebody somewhere is gasping in horror. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to open up my other container of acetone. So while I do that, I will turn you guys back up right again. Y'all get to see my whole house. Put y'all back up there like that. While I turn. Oh, goodness. See, I tell you, that's the hardest part. Is the container of acetone. Just opening it. Now that one popped right open. So what I'm doing is the exact same thing I was just showing you guys. It's just covering this back up with some more acetone since that one was about out. Just covering that up with the acetone. Okay? There. Now what I'm doing is I'm folding my foil that I had in the sink around that cup. And I can't hold the tripod and fold my foil at the same time. So this is what it looks like. I just folded it around my cup. So I'm going to take another piece of foil. You see it didn't go all the way around. And I'm going to, so that piece is, my foil was about empty. So it did not go all the way around. And that one, this one I'm going to stand up straight. See? Just no particular rhyme or reason. Just covering this cup up with the foil. Now some people will, there's a couple of different techniques. Some people will put this in a Ziploc baggie once they're done. Some people, there's also a method where you can put it in, just put like maybe an inch of acetone in a bucket and just sit your cup down, and supposedly everything's just supposed to kind of strip off. I've never had luck with that, so I don't do that method. This guy I'm just going to set to the side for just a second and show you what I do, because I actually have one that I've been stripping. For that one I'm going to put on a pair of gloves just for the sake of it gets kind of messy when you're stripping it. And I may need to take some paper towels and go around it. And for this one, I'm going to put a paper bag inside my sink. And I have a really tall, this was actually a protein. I had some protein shake mix that came in this. And this is really tall. And this is what I put my cups in. And it just seems to be perfect. I had tried the plastic bag, the Ziploc bag method, and it works, but I noticed the acetone kind of ate through the Ziploc bag, and I still had to put it in something else. So I found this hidden, I guess I'd saved it for some reason. I found it tucked away in my pantry, and I pulled it out, and I'm like, this will be perfect. So I'm just going to take this cup out that I've been stripping. I strip them overnight. So I'm going to take that cup out, and I'm going to put this one down inside there. I've got my full kind of bunched up, so it's not wanting to fit. Okay. And ta-da! And I'm just going to set this over to the side, and it will set overnight, and the acetone will work its magic on getting the paint and the epoxy and everything off of that cup. So this one, we're going to peel off the foil. Like I said, I have a plastic bag in my sink to catch all the gunk and the ick, because I don't want it going down my drain. And this cup, I had to strip it because it was a pretty cup. It was a white and green glitter, but my epoxy never dried on it for some reason, and my rubber band broke. Sometimes that happens. Usually you can get several good uses out of the rubber bands, but I've been using this rubber band for quite a while, so I guess it was bound to happen. But anyway, my epoxy just never did dry. It was not my usual epoxy. I usually use Amazing Clear Cast, and I'd gotten a sample in something, and I thought, well, I'll give it a try, and it just did not work good at all. It would not dry on my cup. Cup was beautiful, but the epoxy never would dry. So I said, we're going to go ahead and strip it before we go any further. Okay. I'm just taking this, and I'm just pulling it down. You can hear all the glitter falling off of it. I don't know how good you can see. You can see the glitter coming off of it. It's just coming right off of it. See? And we will take some clean paper towels and go back over it and clean it up, any of the excess that's left behind that doesn't get taken off with this first go round here. Just trying to get, okay, this is pretty much what it comes out looking like. Not always does it look this clean, and not always does it look Sometimes it looks worse, sometimes it looks better, depending on what you've got on the cup already. Sometimes it can be a little bit more elbow grease that you got to scrub. Sometimes a little more will come off and you don't have to do hardly anything. This is pretty good. There's not really a whole lot of cleanup to do on this. So I'm just going to take some acetone, put it on my paper towel, go down in my cup, get a good hold of it, just kind of go around it. And see down here where the green is, I might need to do a little bit of extra. It's been a little bit stubborn. It's not wanting to kind of come off. And I have had to, I'm not sure what kind of cup it was. I think it might have been a wood grain cup. Oh my goodness, I did a wood grain cup one time. I literally had to strip that cup 3 separate times because it was like, many of y'all have seen, what is that, Gone in 60 Seconds, that movie with Nicolas Cage, where the Mustang in there is Eleanor. That cup was my Eleanor. I had to strip that cup 3 separate times. I just could not get it right. There was something every single time. One time I had an epoxy bubble. One time I had a cat hair. The next time I had a gnat. And literally, now that time, after stripping that cup like 3 times, I did throw that one in the trash. I'm like, I am done. I am done. Okay. This one's coming out pretty good. So I'm just going to, just a little bit more. And the one thing I dislike about these, I usually just buy the Walmart brand stainless steel cups. And the one thing I dislike about them is, for some reason, they have started putting these rubber bottoms on them. And a lot of people say you can pop them off. And I have tried to pop them off. And I have actually split mine in half when I've done that. And I've done everything that people have said to do. So usually I just paint and epoxy over them, because it's better than, to me, and than cracking them and breaking them and having to go back and then glue them in the middle. So and here is our stripped cup. And since we're already at the kitchen sink, and I'm just going to take this bag that has all of our trash in it, all of our epoxy trash, just tie it up, and it's already ready for the trash. And I'm just going to take right here at the kitchen sink. We're going to wash this cup that we just got through stripping with some handy dandy Dollar dish detergent. We're just going to wash this off, get it fresh and clean. And since it's already been sanded down, we definitely don't have to do that because it was already a prep cup to begin with. We're just getting the epoxy, not epoxy, but the acetone off, getting any of my fingerprints off from where I've handled it. Just cleaning it, getting the smell off, getting the acetone off, giving it a good sudsy bath. So when I go to reuse it, Nothing will be left behind that will prevent the epoxy from sticking, that will prevent my paint from sticking or anything else. Getting inside, getting all that cleaned up, giving it a good bath. Now when I go to use this cup, what I will probably do is I will probably wipe it down one more time with alcohol, and then just wipe it down with some wet paper towels, just because my hands are on it right now, to make sure no oils or anything are left behind on the cup before I do anything with it. And now I'm just going to set it right over here on my dish strainer. As you can see, it is completely clean and it is ready to go again. We're just going to set it over here like I said and let it dry. And tomorrow, the one that I showed you how to prep for stripping, I will come back and I will do the exact same thing to it and strip it just like I just did that one, and it'll be ready to go soon as it's dried. Doesn't take long for a cup to dry, and once they're dried off, they're ready to go again. So if that was any help, please like my video. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great day.